hello everybody, and welcome back to our Kansas Gaming. Kansas here, bringing you some more Space Engineers and the Hoodwinked scenario. And as you can see, guys, I have a new set of headphones. Okay, guys, as we get into this episode, do remember to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, tap that notification bell, and leave us that nice comment below. If I can get my words out right. Okay, guys, on this I have been doing a lot of work. As you can see, the snub has become a little bit more streamlined. I've moved the engines inwards so that they don't catch on the walls as I'm trying to get out and rip off, which is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, so if we go inside, I've got a lot of changes to show you guys. Yeah, I've dropped everything off. Okay. So you do remember we had to move all this lot just to be able to get the rover out. That's been a great help. Have been experiencing some problems though with this ladder. Wonder if it's going to do it now. No, it's going to work. Yeah, sometimes I load the game, sometimes it clips on here and drops me back down the ladder. I have no idea why, but yeah, I then reload, it works. Okay, yeah, what's going on there? Don't understand that. But there we go. It basically works. So, okay, let's go inside. As you see, first thing we see when we come in, we've got a new layout. I can see everything at a glance. It's a little bit much on a big old screen like the one I've got, because I've got like a big, well, she's small in comparison to modern day screens, but I've got like a TV in front of me. Yeah, that's what I'm using. That's why the camera is so high up and looking down on me. Yeah, I feel like it's Big Brother, you know what I mean? Okay, as you can see, we can see everything here. What's good? I've got AD in front of it. No, it's not that one. It's that one. Yeah, there we go. Now where was that? There was that. It had AD. It had AD. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. You sneaky little minx, you. Okay. That was an attempt to try and understand what the heck was going on. I now understand. Okay. Goat sorter, yeah, this actually looks better on this than it did on one of those, but I think it looks better. Okay, so in here we still got our consumables, our foods, our ingredients, all that sort of stuff, so it's easier to find. I do need to get back into the greenhouse and actually do some more growing, because I don't know whether you see this, but I am starting to run low on supplies, guys. Okay, so moving on. Back into the manufacturing area, which has had a huge revamp. And I do mean massive. As you can see, it's a bit more chaotic, but I think it's a much better idea. Okay, so we now got two assemblers. We've got this one up here, and we've got one up here. This is our industrial assembler, the one for actual assembly. So this one we're going to use to actually needs like the two power modules that are on the outside. If I go onto spectator cam and bring it around, as you can see, we've got a power module there. We've got yep, is that the right one? Yeah, we've got a power module there. We've got a power module underneath, and we got the two speed modules on the side. So basically, that's going to help us a lot there. We've got a yield module there. There's another one on the inside. That's our sifter. And we've got the assembler on the outside there. Okay, so going back inside, I'll show you what that window's all about. We now have a half bed in place. And I personally like this. I mean, you know, you sort of can sort of look out, sort of see what's going on. We've got the medical room, the original one, which is great. I love this. We can still get in here, do our thing. While I'm here, I'm just going to check my recycling. Show duplicates only. Okay, nothing in there. Tools wise, nothing in there. Okay, so I'm clean for the moment. I don't have anything I can disassemble. And so basically, yeah, I just thought that would be a better idea. And then in here, I've got our plushies. So if I just put that in single mode, there you go. You can see our plushies in there. We are good and golden. All right, over here, still got this in the corner with drills and grinders and welders and all that in there. Just so that we've got like a one of each sort of thing. We've still got a lovely view out here. And then here we've got ammo in this one. We've got weapons in this one. So if I go in here, you sort of see why. You've got tools. So it classifies guns as tools. I can sort of, yeah, I can go with that. I can get down with that. And we go this way. Yeah, we've still got our way out. And up here we have miscellaneous, which is like all of these documents at the moment. I don't know what else goes in miscellaneous, but yeah, as you can see, I've sort of like added in an air vent there, and the reason, and yeah, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, we've got this lovely T-bone sort of stairwell with a passage across. We've got the passage 3 frame, as it's called here. I thought that was a good idea, considering this is a way out now, and also a way up. Because if you notice, there is no way up to the flight deck from here. So, you got the ore container there, oh sorry, ore ingots container there. You got consumables here with an accessible port. Although technically speaking, you can also get access from there as well. But I just thought this was more convenient. Yeah, we've got access to the sifter there as well. Don't know why it just comes up with a big yellow blob. I love this, you know, using the corridor windowed roof, but using the upside down. It gives this sort of lovely sort of view of the surface. I thought it was a good idea. I liked it. I like the disjointed handles as well, so it gives you like the look of being able to pass through. Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying though, if I go out here, I'm going to have to close this door, and then we open this one. Yeah, we've got a way down to the surface, and then we've got a way up. It doesn't go all the way up, mind you, it just comes up here. Yeah, we've got now this in place there to act as a wall between us and the manufacturing bay, and then we just step down here. We've got access to here, we've got access then to a ladder up to the flight deck. So everything is now a little bit more accessible. I know where things are. I can now find stuff. My God, can I now find stuff? It's sort of unreal. Just sort of like breaking it all down like that. It actually kind of works. Works so easily. So it works so well. I'm loving it. You know, sort of going in, finding the stuff, getting out there, just going to build stuff. You know, how much more simple do you want it? Seriously, how much more simple do you want it? Okay, so let's go and get this unknown signal. Still going after them. Sorry, my voice is feeling a little rough this morning. I don't know why, it just is. So this is like a desert area, judging from the fact this is all cracked and all that. Okay. The easiest way of doing this is probably going to be grab that from the inside. For a minute I thought that was going to fall on me. I was prepared to get the hell out of Dodge. And I've just realised something 10 minutes into this recording, that problem with having desk microphone, I've left a load of settings in OBS Studio running. I should have really have taken those off. So my voice may sound a little funny. I am going to try it after I've recorded this video. I'm going to play around with some of the settings. Record what my settings are for the microphone as well, all this sort of stuff, so that if I need it, I can just whack all those settings back in and on. But yeah, this is just more of a does it work moment. Okay, that's the iron mine. I don't really need that at the moment. What I need is gold. Now, where the hell is my gold mine? Gold mine is that away. Okay, this is something else that I've done. I've expanded the mine a bit. Yeah, it meant getting a load more stone, which is okay, because we need platinum. And the sifter is the only way on Pertam to get platinum. Okay, so as you can see, I've made it higher, and I've taken off a lot of this. You see this, where it sort of comes around, comes out, and then goes back in again, and then around. I've taken a lot of that out just by sort of rubbing the drills against the wall and slowly working my way down. I'm going to do the other side while I'm at it. Yeah, just to sort of prove a point. We'll get a little bit of the gold while we're down there as well. So I'm just tapping W key, slowly making my way down. I'm having to make adjustments as I go, just to be able to grab all this stone. There we go. Slowly getting it, slowly but surely. There we go. Almost there. That's going to prove a much smoother surface. So less likely, still possible, but less likely to catch the snub on the walls. So let's grab some of this stone, gold, sorry. Well, gold and stone, because that's the way it happens actually. Just grab that, because I don't want too much, don't want to weigh ourselves down. So as you see, just from looking at it, you see it's a lot more smoother. Just, if I tell you what, if I go on this side, here we go. So, yeah, look at that. We've got distance on either side now. So if I zoom out a bit more, you can sort of see I can come out with a bit more. He says clipping the wall, a bit more speed, rather than not because of events like that. But it is possible. It's doable. Wrong key. Press C instead of V. Okay, let's go and dock it back up with the Megalodon. So the Megalodon is starting to get more the way I want it as a Mark 1. I'm still going to eventually get around to doing the Mark 2, which is going to be a slightly bigger jobby with extendable platform that brings out the rover and the something like the snub out of the hangar, so that then it can the snub can fly off, the rover can then be lifted down onto the ground or something like that. Okay, should have dumped all that in the snub. Just going to put in all cargo in there. Just drop all this lovely stone in there. As you can see, we've got a load of gold and stuff like that, which is processing, yeah, bit by bit by bit. So, leaving that behind for now. If we just jump over here. Sorry, I thought I saw a spider. Did I see a spider? Because if I did, I need my automatic rifle. The MR50. Okay. So no, I haven't. Now, some of these are built. Some of these are not. I don't know which ones are what. I haven't really been keeping attention on that. I still want to do some work inside the hangar section because it's a box. It's still a box. I just, it's just like, it just does not look right. You know, yeah, I know, I'm weird. I love being weird. Oh yeah, I bought in Rebels drills as well. I was thinking about replacing the drills on the Megalodon with some of these, because these actually do have a bigger area of effect than the vanilla drills. So yeah, I might change to them. I mean, it'd be a major rework, but you know, I've used them before and they are very effective. Okay, so what was I looking for? The girders. Yeah, this was what I was looking for, beam blocks. Because what I'm thinking here is if I just go to white and go to our plastic armor, as it's called, I was thinking if we half block up the wall here, going all the way up there. I can't reach much higher than that, so let's just throw that in for now. That gives stability there, and it's just behind the hinge and piston set. I'm just going to throw that in like that for now, but that isn't what I want. That is not what I want there at all. I'll show you what I'm going to do as soon as I get onto the staircase, because I don't want to use up all my fuel, because I want to bring it out and then up and then across, yeah, using the half block style across the roof. But to do that, we're going to need to see if we've got a couple of things. Now, if you remember, guys, is it 6? Yeah, it's this one here. We've got this thing, the half slope inverted light armor. This thing's great. And yeah, if you wanted to then pull that off, yeah, you could do something. If I can get in there, you're gonna let me, something like that, which would be great as a nice little transition point. But I don't think it's going to let us do that. So we're going to have to do something a little different, because if I just run through, I am pretty confident, yeah, I'm right. So what we're going to have to do is something different. We're going to have to do this. So we're going to do that with, I think it's end block. No, it's not end block, because end block just does that. It was junction block. There we go. That allows us to then have this nice transition from these beams to a beam here, and then come out to beams here. And then if we then go, where the heck is it? That one there. That way round. Beam block 2x1 base. We can then bring that straight back into our half block. Oh, bother. Alright. Ouch. Okay, so that brings us there-ish. So let's whack in our junction, our 2x1 base, and then we could put in our half there, and then we could, oh, wrong one, 7, 2x1 base, followed by half blocks, going down the wall. Alright, there we go. Oh, yes. Yeah, I like that. That makes that look so much more rigid. I mean, it's a shame I can't really do anything about that bit there, but I think that's a nice little compromise. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have, it's one block, and then we're going to have this. So let's just move across to the back. Oh, just so you guys know, these little niches in the side here are because of the merge blocks. So it's got somewhere to go, so it doesn't grind and then burst off because of Clang. You know, Clang and I came to an understanding. In other words, I've got to do everything in my power not to tick him off. Okay, so let's get that in there like that. Then we can just half block it down, back down to the floor. Whoa! I said down to the floor, not jetpack cut. Oh, out of steel plate. Okay, that's why I'm having trouble. Drop there. Go in there. Let's go components. I'm going to keep the power kit because that might come in handy. Let's get rid of that tank there. Actually, no, let's get rid of that. Yeah, if I take 50 of that, 50 of that, 50 of that, and where's the last one? Girder. 50 of that. That's just as a baseline, and about another 100 of that. There we go. So basically we've got all the stock components that we need just to be able to build stuff. Well, something's going on. I think the unidentified signal for what's it called, the Factorium, has just moved location. So that's why the sudden glitch, as it's making one base disappear and bringing in another. I think I've gone too far. Maybe not actually. No, I thought I'd gone too far and actually would have to then grind off a piece, but thank the Lord that I didn't have to do that. Whew. Yeah. God, you're so good. There we go. Oh, now that just looks so much better. I've been staring at this for weeks, trying to figure out what was wrong, and I tell you what, that was the problem right there and then. It was just simply a case of it just didn't look like it was sturdy enough. Now it does. It looks like it's got the reinforcement it really needed, badly needed, really. So I'm really happy about that. That's come out really well. I like this pipe going up the centre there. It sort of adds a little bit more of a featurette because we've got this sort of scissor like concept of staircasing going up. Yeah, it sort of interferes there a bit, but I like the compromise we've got. It sort of comes in, merges with the wall, and then it's sort of like it looks like this little bit of catwalk is supported by that beam there. I mean, halfway between is around about there. I mean, I suppose I could be an absolute tosspot and go like, where is the triangular one? Like that. Just to give it that look like it's supported, you know, it's meant to be there, sort of jobby. I think we're going to do the same here as well. We're going to sort of bring it out and under. I think we're going to have to... do a little bit of sort of, I want to say symmetry, but I'm not sure that's the right word here. Right, junction block in there, and then I think the 2x1x1. There you go, there we go. Oh yeah, that sort of does it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I like that. Sort of, it makes that look a bit more supported. Gives it that bit of rigidity that we need, just to sort of make it look like this is meant to be a reinforced, heavy-duty carryall. I think I'm going to do sort of same up here as well. Let's see. Let's get the junction in there. Oh, damn it. We got that in there. So, no, we can't do that. Actually, no, we can do that. What am I talking about? I'm talking rot, ladies and gentlemen. Because if... I hope I can do this. Really do. Ooh, please work. Please work. Yes! Oh, thank you! Oh, I am so happy with that. Yes! Okay, let's go and have a look at what that looks like from afar. Yeah. Not sure why that just went dong dong so heavily. There we go. Oh, yeah, that. Now that's the cat's meow. Yes. Liking that. No, not just liking. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Oh, wow, just that just makes it look so much better. I don't understand why one thing just makes it look so much better, but I'm happy. Okay, alrighty then. So, we've got that. Right, if we go up the stairs, you know, if you guys haven't seen this before, I'm going to show you it. If those guys have seen it before, yeah, great, I'm happy for you. Okay, but what I did was this corridor going up to the bridge. It's got like a door there. I was thinking about putting in an air vent somewhere in here. I'm not sure yet where yet. Comes in here, and we've got this lovely bridge, sort of like something you'd see in like Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. You know what I mean? So come up here. There we go. And we've got this majorly cool bridge section. We've got these antennas on the top. You've got the original antenna there. That's just trussing with what's it called? The thing that absorbs lightning. Oh snap! I've forgotten what it's called now. I think it's called decoy. Simply called truss decoy. Yeah, there it is. Truss decoy. Yeah, sorry, got it right there. So many parts, it's easy to remember what things are called. And then you've got truss lightning on the end of it, and you've got another one with the original pillar sections on it with the truss lighting on the end of it as well, just to make it look like it's got another sets of antenna on it, so that I don't have to keep on worrying about having like multiple antenna signals coming out from the same location. But I like the way the bridge came out. It's great because we also need to do other stuff with this, and this is where it then gets complicated, because I have no idea how I'm going to do this. But I do know one thing is for sure. One thing I definitely want, and I think for this I am going to have to find a larger area to demonstrate this. So let's get downstairs, and we'll head out the aft. Okay, and about here will do. Here will do nicely. So, DHI Systems, one of my mods. Well, sorry, not my mod, but one of the mods that I use. Let's put it that way. It is absolutely brilliant. It's a set of fusion reactors. It's the hydrogen collectors. Hydrogen collectors you'll see on the top of the flight deck. They are great for just absorbing hydrogen out, so absorbing light, turning it into hydrogen. My understanding is actually there are plants even in the real world that actually do that. They actually create hydrogen naturally underwater. So it is a real thing. Like in the real life, it's not that efficient, but something is better than nothing. Yeah, beggars can't be choosers. Okay, but then you've got these fusion reactors. I mean, these things are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We're going to start with the smaller one. This is, I've used this before. I used it on, now which project was it? I've forgotten. So many projects. I think I used it on the Red Ant. I think I also used it on, what else was it? There was something else I used it on. Doesn't matter. Point is, I've used it before. It's great. The other one I used was on a Starbase build, and that is this humongousOid version of it. It is more designed for space stations. I want to use it on this. It's huge. It's absolutely freaking colossal. It's massive. It is giant. I want to use it because I need the power output that this thing can convey to be able to keep the systems alive on this ship and be able to power the Megalodon at the same time. Yeah, so we are going to need mammoth amount of hydrogen tanks as well, and I think that's going to be where we go from here. So I'm thinking this is where I need to go up and over. I'm thinking something like this, but then sideways. Problem with that though is I think when we get to about the halfway mark, it's sort of kind of falling off the ship here. I really wanted it further out, so I'm going to have to find the halfway mark. So halfway mark, we've already got this established. Ironically, that is 3 wide. So I know if I follow this line here and keep following it, making sure I do not deviate from the path, eventually I'm going to find the end. Hopefully I don't fall off of it like I almost did there. There we go. Right. We go. I'll tell you what, actually, I'm going to go donk. Turn it white. And then I'm going to... Oh, snap-a-doodle-doo. Let's stop there for a minute. I've screwed up. Can't do that. Can't do that. Because if I'm going to do something like that, I've got to take into account this thing raises up. So I need to put a block there, and then I'm going to need to do something like that, and then I'm going to have to do like half paneling. Let's do something like that. Quickly go and grab our reactor. And I really want it to be more a little further out. Maybe something like that. Let's put it in our white as well. Okay, we're going to dump that there. And then leave all that other stuff over there. Ooh, okay. Right. Right, let's add in a ramp because we need to be able to get up there. We'll probably add stairs either side of this, but for now I just want a ramp because I want to see how far this is going. Yeah. So it's just putting in the steel plate at the moment, so it's probably going to have to generate more steel plate, I would imagine, in the end. A lot more steel plate. That's 10,000 steel plate just for that. Wow, look at that. And then we've got the construction, metal grids, large steel tubes. 800? 2,000 superconductors. 5,000 reactor comps. So we are going to need to go and get some stone and some gold, because that's going to take a lot of resources to make. But that thing is going to be an absolute godsend. Once it's built, we're going to find ourselves with so much power being developed from it. It's just going to be like unreal. We do need a ton of hydrogen collectors and stuff like that. It is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Like I said before, I always build big or I go home. I can't do small projects. Small projects to me are boring. Well, I wouldn't say boring, just... boring is the wrong word. I'm going to say more frustrating. Because you don't have the room to maneuver, to do stuff. I like big projects as well, because I've always loved capital ships. Yeah? You know, I grew up in the time of things like Star Wars, Star Trek, things like that. Battlestar Galactica. Yeah? You know, big, colossal ships that held little tiny ships inside of it, things like that. And those big ships were always something of a fascination to me. I mean, you take something as cool as the Battlestar Galactica. I'm talking the original 80s version. Although, mind you, saying that though, I'm starting to see the appeal on the new Battlestar as well. I mean, it's got some good refinements from the, bringing it into the modern era from the original Battlestar. So I'm not going to slander either of them. So both of them are awesome technologically. Some of the storyline are debatable from both. But anyway, I grew up with these big ships that look technologically impressive, with big open rooms, lots of rooms to maneuver, to do stuff. Big control panels lining the walls, like I say, Battlestar, Star Trek, Star Wars, things like, oh man, my favourite, something like the Imperial Star Destroyer. I mean, I know it's the bad guy ship, but they had impressive technological advantages. I mean, you look at something like the Star Destroyer, the Victory class. You look at something like the Interdictor class. Absolutely amazing. Big open rooms, banks of technological panels, doing all sorts of different things. I love that sort of stuff, and that is what I grew up on, and that's why I have this passion for big vehicles like the Landshark, like the Megalodon, like this carryall that we're building now. All this sort of stuff. It was just fascinating to me, and it's always been fascinating. For me, this sort of reactor, once it's built, you'll see and understand why, reminds me more of like Star Trek's Warp Core. Doesn't matter whether it was the Federation's variation or the Klingon Defense Force's unstable variation, or you look at, I don't know, let me see if I remember these correctly. I think it was the Dominion had a very similar core. The technology was very much similar, because they basically just changed the colouring. It was cheaper. So basically, it's that sort of thing that they did. But it made for the idea that a lot of technology is the same, just slightly different in certain ways, depending on the race. It's just great. I loved it. And so that's sort of what I'm doing here, is I'm sort of like taking my love for science fiction and I'm implementing ideas from that into what I'm building. And you can sort of see a lot of that. I mean, like that bridge there, the more I look on it, I'm sort of seeing the influence of things like Firefly, because I can't remember the class of ship that the Firefly was, but you know what I'm talking about. It had that sort of weird sort of structure to it that made it iconic. You look at something like Babylon 5, you know, big tube in space, but the command and control section sort of came out in that sort of human head sort of style, I guess you could say. It was brilliant ideas, and it's influenced a lot of my work. And I'm seeing that the more I build things, and I'm seeing the influences, understanding the influences, and it's only now I really want to get more into that sort of conversation with you guys. Now that I feel more confident about speaking about it, you can sort of start seeing that warp core shape that I was talking about. But it is going to be, if I go here, if I go build, we are going to see, we're going to need like tons of gold for things like superconductors. No, it's not showing it yet. Yeah, but it will. It will. So I'm going to have to eventually go and mine out pretty much all that gold deposit. I'm going to have to find more as we move around, as we go along. But I just thought I'd stop there for a moment, talk about that sort of thing, because I thought you guys would find an interest in it, find some sort of similarities with what I'm talking about and your own passions and your own interests, and why a lot of you keep on returning to this channel to see a lot of the stuff that I build and have a good laugh with me at the same time as I make some the colossal, I do mean colossal mess ups that I make, and I'm not ashamed of it. I am not ashamed of it. Why should I be ashamed of it? You know, I love the fact that I mess up. I mean, at one point I found it annoying that I messed up so much. This is why I stopped doing like the 7 days to die scenario. But I will get back into that, because I'm finding now the more I decide, okay, it's okay to die, the more I'm finding enjoyment in the games again. Especially as well with 7 days, they've reintroduced the fact that you can actually get glass jars again. And actually modify how often you get glass jars. I mean, you can have it from 10% all the way up to 100%. Sorry, no, 0% all the way up to 100%. I correct myself there, which makes it fun and interesting. Okay, so I'm going to put these hydrogen tanks in, and hopefully get one in the middle. Yes. I wasn't sure whether that was going to work, but yeah. So you guys now understand a bit more about who I am, what I am, and why I am. Okay, so the reason why I've added in so many big tanks is as we're going to find out, this thing chews a lot of hydrogen. Now we can't get into it for now. Okay, so that was stupid. Okay, I'm going to investigate this. Right. Okay, so you can see just above where I am, actually. That's probably a good thing, actually. I need tons of superconductors and tons of reactor comps. I think reactor comps, I'm going to have to just run back across this ship and drop down onto the Megalodon, not literally, but going to have to turn off the sifters for now. Let's turn that off. Right, the reason why I'm turning off the sifter is we need gravel. Gravel is what makes the reactor comps, I believe. Production. Industrial assembler. There we go. Right. No, I was wrong. Hey, I was wrong. Okay, so which one actually needed the gravel? No, I was right. Okay, what? Huh? Me confused. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we do need gravel. We need lots of gravel. Gravel. Oh, that's easy. We just mine stuff. Let's just go here, go there. Find where I'm going. Okay. Well, we need gold anyway, so we might as well go and grab more gold. We might as well grab the stone while we're at it. The stone then gives us the gravel. A bit too fast. Oh, come on. Let me in. Go. So yeah, if I now press I, as you can see, the drills are showing us getting some stone as well as the gold ore that we need. That's a nice little trick as well. Let me show you this. Alright, okay. Drills are off. See? No hands, Mark. Okay, so now if I press and hold the drills for a bit. Okay, I'm now going to go into inventory. Okay, let go of the mouse. Yeah. Now if I press escape, neat trick. Makes it easier for mining. Especially if you want to save your mouse as well, or your game controller. I'm not sure whether it works on console, so please don't slate me if it doesn't. Oh god, that was loud. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, that was deafening. Haha. Right, okay. Alright, keep on mining in there for a bit. Get up to probably half of the drills being full, and then we'll pull out. I don't know why it suddenly got loud. I mean, that was weird. Oh, too much. Okay, so that should bring my drills off. Alright, there we go. Let's extract ourselves from the canyon. Well, mine shaft. Slowly. 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 There we go, guys. We are out. Yeah. Lord knows why the engines are suddenly so loud. Feeling the weight. Okay. Hide all that. Drop in all cargo. Right. Binary. Okay, good. It's doing the stone, so we're getting the gravel. That means we're going to be able to produce what we need. Oh, look at that. That's looking more and more like it. Actually, having these alongside also does look like the warp core. Probably about the Mark 9 or 10 if you've ever played Star Trek Online. Because they've got these massive pillars either side of them. Some sort of refinement system, I think. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that one. I have no idea. But in our case, we are using them like so. Alright. One thing I never looked for though, come to think of it, is there a control panel on here somewhere? No, there's no control panel. Nowhere on this at all. So if we want to access it, we're going to need a control panel on the ground. So having it any which way like this doesn't really matter. Now, I do have some questions on this, so I'm gonna let's make it as wide as the hydrogen tanks either side. Let's just work. Let's do both while we got. Yeah, there we go. It's like my sound mod has suddenly decided to die on me. Alright, there we go. Everything is now suddenly louder to me. I don't know whether it's the same for you guys. Ever since that mine shaft, it suddenly got real loud. Eh? Okay, so this is good enough for, I guess, for the experiment. Control 6G. Go to the home. Go to 22222. Where is it? Button panels. Okay, so it's showing it as being. We can't put anything within the okay. Now we've got a side out. We can just double check this. Yeah, it's not allowing us to get any closer than that. So if we want to do anything with this core, even though we can walk under it, we can crawl under it. I'm not going to go any further because otherwise I'll drop to my death. Yeah, we are now. We're now at a point where we're sort of kind of like, okay, we're stuck. Yeah, we can't move it. We can't put anything in it. But if we were to do something like this, what would we use? A sci-fi button panel's a good idea. Could use that one. Or we could just simply use that. I don't know. We've got options. Something like that might be an idea. Maybe put like a bit of a waveform and thing on it or something like that. Yeah, we can have some fun. I'm looking forward to this. Alright, where are we at? 54, 55 minutes. So we are getting close to the end, guys. as the sun is setting on Pertam. I think so is the sun is setting on this video. Alright guys, well I'm going to continue. I'm going to go away. I'm going to get the rest of the resources that we need to finish off this lovely reactor core that we've got going on here. I'm loving this so far. I'm hoping you guys have enjoyed this video, all the fun, all the changes, all the various things that we've done. And join me next time guys on Arcangelists Gaming, where we will continue this process and see if we can actually build ourselves a proper working carryall for our Megalodon. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a great day, have a blessed day, and I'll catch you next time on Arcangelists Gaming.